have a confession to make. I've never finished all of the Harry Potter books and films. I know. It's pretty sad. Thing is, I've always enjoyed them, but not quite enough that I ever felt compelled to keep up. Well, you know what? I say it's time we change all of that. I vow to watch every film and read each book one at a time and back to back, so as to get the most fresh perspective on both. Luckily for you guys, I recently completed the Sorcerer's Stone. So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, but first off, do I even need to go over the plot for this one? I mean, you all know this already, right? Well, if not, allow me to give you the abridged, Dyligent Picks version. So there's this boy named Harry Potter, and he's got this lightning bolt scar on his forehead. Some evil guy gave it to him, and he was raised by muggles, non-magic people. But here's the fun part he doesn't know about yet, confirmed by none other than Hagrid himself.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Thus, he finally gets to live by the legacy of his famous deceased parents, getting him enrolled at Hogwarts because magic, adventures, and Quidditch. I have to admit, Jo Rowling, because I want to pronounce her name correctly, knows how to make interesting characters. Nearly everyone you meet, including, dare I say, Harry's awful aunt, uncle, and cousin, is either well-developed or has some genuine depth and mysteriousness. Of course, his friends Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger are more simplistic, yet different enough to make for an enjoyable trio. This story just has a way of capturing professors, such as all their quirks and oddities, which always brings me back to experiencing grade school. It comes across well through the visual aesthetic, more notably present in the film, with scenes at the dining hall or Diagon Alley. You can't tell me that you wouldn't want to spend endless hours wandering around there, and I'm sure Universal Studios will back me 100% here. Compare with the novel, I've always liked the faithful film adaptation, particularly when it comes to small dialogue adjustments. Rowling had some creative control here, and I'm sure there were a few moments where she was like, yeah, let's just change that slightly. Much better. Perhaps my favorite example of where this could have happened is during the wizard's chess scene where Ron proclaims,
"I'll be a knight."
It comes across as powerful and dramatic, whereas in the novel it's more like, I'm going to be a knight. Sorry, just doesn't sound as cool. Let us not forget he actually gets on top of a knight statue as well, instead of simply standing on the board in the book. Now what does hold up better in the novel is the imagination of certain sequences versus the film. Hopefully I'm not the only one who noticed. Well, if you're using CGI that's reached about 16 years of dated technology, and improvements like high-definition Blu-ray is available, certain things just don't transfer too well. Like Neville Longbottom's Berserk broomstick. You can just tell that isn't an actor very briefly. Take that for what it's worth, but as I've heard and observed, it only improves with each successive film to follow. One thing I do feel bad about is despite the acting being so well done, how many, if not all of the actors probably ended up being typecasted afterward. Except Filch. Game of Thrones fans know all too well who David Bradley's most famous for now. Sorry for that reminder. Now on a lighter note, I will keep my promise of finishing both versions of this series. Do me a favor and spoil as little for me as I have for you. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is a non-stop adventure and magical discovery, and that's why this film is a Dyligent pick. So what's your favorite Harry Potter film and book? Would you like to see me review the rest of them? My name is Dylan, and if you love entertainment, subscribe to my channel while this video ends, and send me a thumbs up before you go. Thanks for watching, and stay diligent.